Well, good morning. Welcome to our ramble today. This is the C group, and you can see we're going to Sunderland Point, and it's going to be 3.74 mile, 97 feet of ascent. Oh, I think the C group will manage that nicely. Right, here we are. I should have said we met at Appinot Park and get round to Overton, and I forgot to do the map with Andrew, who's been doing the videoing today. So I'm just doing it now for us, so you know where we're going and what we've done. So here we are, as I say, at Overton, at the Globe Hotel, big car park, and we come off and go across this raised bit of land here, work our way down, and then we would have gone across this field, but we noticed that this was very boggy, or even on there high up, so I decided not to go through the field, and we went down the road instead. So went down the road until we got to this point, and then we went into the fields there and made our way along, and we came stuck there because the farmers put a different sort of gate on with barbed wire on, so we couldn't go down there, so we had to come along here, and we went down here and down this path, and then when we got down this path we were able to make our way we were onto the shore then. So we walk along the shore, and eventually we come to Sambo's grave. So we had to look at Sambo's grave, we had to look at the camera obscura that's there, and then we had dinner in the new bird hide. Well, it's not new now, but it's fairly new. And then we walked down the lane, so that brings us to the front of Sunderland, and walk along the prom bit, and then start walking back along the road. We checked the times through the tide, so we knew we were all right. And so here we are, making our way back, and there we go. So that's what we're doing, or that's what we did. So this will be at the front of the video. Thank you.
Filming. So here we are, the Globe Hotel at Overton. This is the C group for today. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of us, and we're going to walk across the causeway to Sunderland Point. Fairly flat, nice walk, lovely day. The moon's still out. Up here somewhere. Yeah, there it is. We've still got the moon with us. And we're heading, as I say, to beat the tide. So those of you that aren't familiar with this area, it's a very tidal road. As you can see, that's not set up, that's properly happened. That's where we're heading. That's the village of Sunderland, the hamlet of Sunderland over there. But we're cutting across the fields just round this way to avoid some of the... We're walking almost on a bit of a dike here. This is all part of the Loon coming in, the Loon estuary. So we're now heading back towards Heysham, towards the nuclear power station, which is there. Heysham 1 and 2. This is just looking round the Middleton Peninsula. Yeah, quite a few windmills about. I had to come off the dike because the footpath is blocked. So we're now on this little lane here, which takes us round out towards the coast. Well, this is the way we're going. We're having to set off this way. There's a public footpath sign here. This is where we've come from, along the lane here, and we wanted to follow the directional one that was going that way. and when we come to cross the stile, there's a no entry, which isn't very good for us, so we're carrying along the lane a little bit further. I just get one or two little highs and lows. This is one of the highs. We're just on the side of one of the dikes. This is across to the Bleasdale Fells, covered in a bit of murky cloud today. This is over towards the far end of the Bleasdale Fells, I would think, Harris End and so on and so forth. Coming round here now, round over towards Lancaster and the power station, and the building next to it, the lower lying building, is the over 55's place at the old holiday camp. So it's lovely views, lovely day, a bit breezy but not cold by any means. It's been a land of styles today. We've had come off the high ground of these, this like the dike path. The landowners have locked all that off and then just put us back onto these styles that you can see here. So we've had quite a few of these to cover. So we've finally got towards the coastline and of the bay, reaching right the way back to the power station. Still the dominant feature. Pathway along there that we're going to join shortly. Right the way around the Fylde coast there, out towards Plover Scar Lighthouse, through the farmyard here. And this is 11's. This is 11's. So the views are opening up now. This is the bay, beautiful Morecambe Bay, and way over there, I don't even know whether it's not even going to go into focus. Oh, it is. That looks like Vickers at Barrow. Which is a long way off where we are now. Look at that, the zoom on that. And then we're coming round. This is almost a desert actually. There's stuff growing, but it's just wild. There's nothing here. Just nature. The odd bird flying around. Just pick up a curlew there. Beautiful, beautiful. So we're just off the path now, and we're at this local, well-known place of Sambo's grave. There's a bird hide here. Beautifully well constructed all around here. And then this dome-shaped building here is a camera obscura. And we'll try and get into that and show you how that works in a minute. So this is the camera obscura, and it's the dome. There's a little hole just there that lets the image in, and it inverts the image.
Right.
So you can see that what we've got there is the sky at the bottom and the land, the marsh at the top, with the very light foam bit at the top. It'll be the wall across the way from us. The longer you stay in here, the darker it becomes, the lighter the image becomes. Yeah. But that's the camera obscura. So there's the bird watching hide, the camera obscura. There's a footpath we've just come along that runs down the bottom there. There's the Isle of Man ferry coming in the distance there. We can pick it out. And then I'm just going to walk a little bit further along now, and this will take us to Sambo's grave. Yeah. There's a little bit of pontificating going on here, but it's yeah.
I remember them building this wall here.
Yeah.
This is what would now be refused to be named as Sambo's grave. And it's there's a big tale to tell about it. I think the bottom line is that he was a that he came in on a slaver and from the West Indies and didn't survive the journey is the bottom line of it, and he was buried here. So we've headed inland now from the Sambo's grave, Camera Obscura. We had our lunch in the Hyde and we're cutting back now down this little path that'll take us back into the village of Sunderland and back to Sunderland Point. We're not going right round the point today. Tide's on its way in, we don't know how high it is, but this is just a little cut back into the hamlet. So this is the lane that we've come along. We've just come past the Mission Church, which is being refurbed, and we're now coming into Sunderland itself. It's obviously always known as Sunderland Point locally, but that's the end of the peninsula. But this is the hamlet of Sunderland that we're coming into, that frequently gets cut off by the tide, but was a fishing village, and as you've seen with Sambo's grave, was the port. It was originally one of the main ports into Lancaster. You can see across there is Glasson Dock. To the left, the University of Lancaster. We're there. Coming round Glasson Dock, down to Cockerham. Ploverscar Lighthouse has disappeared now, but this is the end of Sunderland. Carry on round there, you get to the point, and we've just cut the end off the point and just come through this little lane here where this fan's going. And then you've got down the Loon towards Lancaster, and the Ashton Memorial at Williamson's Park is there. Lovely, lovely part of the world. Tide coming in, a few fishing boats about. Once you're out here, if you get cut off, you wait until the tide's gone out. So the weather just changes. It's just a lovely change in the scenery. Every 10 minutes, a bit of wind and some cloud, and it's just beautiful out here, tranquil, no noise. And here we are, just wandering back now a lot across the coast. Does get covered when it's tidal. That's why you can see a lot of sand and grit and mud on the road, and all the markers are various stages of green on them. Not a safe road to be on when the tide's coming in, but beautiful part. Round to the power station again, and that's over the other side of there is the coast that we walk down. Just lovely. I mean, just nice. And not many people know about it, fortunately. So this is part of the Lune estuary. Well, it is the Lune estuary now. And this is where the tide comes in, through here and over here. As you can see, there's some quite deep channels around here. There's a track there that goes up to the farm in the background, and this is all the bit that gets flooded and covered when it's high tide. So this shows now, that's the village over there, the hamlet of Sunderland, and we've come along the Lune estuary. Like I say, this is a road that's affected by the tides. Showing you one little channel. This is the next one. This is a major channel, and this is deep. This is what, 15-20 feet, and the tide will come in here, and this will be the low point of the road. And you'll get here, and the speed that the tide comes in, generally, once you get here and you can't get across this causeway, you've got to turn back. But the problem is, if you turn back, then by that time the tide's coming at a speed and block you off there. It's a dangerous part to travel in, is this. Beautiful, but you need to be very alert when you come out here in the car.
Perhaps he knew how.
So there we go, that's the village, the hamlet of Sunderland. See the cars coming round now on the coastal road here, on the causeway. And he's got through well before the tide. Road liable to tidal flooding. Now come full circle. This is the a bit of the dike that we walked along when we went off, carrying over here behind Ken, and just Norman with the red hand rack on. Over the top of there is the Globe Hotel where we started. So we're back at our starting point. All 8 have made it. It's been a lovely day, lovely walk. Sun's going, it's chilling up, but we'll see you next week. Thanks for watching.